This is our bridging lesson. We did it on Me on the Map by Daisy Monjaras, Gabby Ruiz Mesa, and Sean Shoemaker.
Join el mapa. Essential questions. What is a map and a globe, and where do we live in them? How can you find your way around? Typically, this lesson is done in the spring of kindergarten and in the fall in first grade. This lesson focuses on students meeting geography standards in social studies.
Conceptual domain and topic. This social studies unit is taught both in kindergarten and first grade, and in kindergarten, students will be able to identify maps of Idaho in the United States and know that this is where they live, create a map of a familiar place, use a globe to identify north and south poles, land masses, and bodies of water, as well as identify it as a model of the earth, and listen to and discuss and comprehend a story read aloud.
In first grade, students will also be able to identify different types of maps, learn how to use a map and cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, identify their own state and city on different types of maps, and use the illustrations and details in a text to describe its key ideas.
So in the traditional lesson framework in kindergarten, the teacher would read the book aloud, and then she would stop and ask questions to make sure that the students are comprehending the story. And the outcome would be that students understand where they live, in what city, state, country, and understand what the world is. And students then would draw a picture of their house in a small paper book and color the additional pages. And here's an example of what that would look like. So the child would start with a picture of their house and then the state and the country. And something that's great about this project is that it's quite simple for the kindergarten learner. And then after they do that project, they would bring a picture from home, and from that picture they would create a picture of their house and a picture of their bedroom. And sometimes this was difficult because students wouldn't bring their picture, or they just had a hard time understanding how to do it. So students then would, back in whole group, discuss land masses and bodies of waters, and they would do a sort in whole group using a document that I'll show you in a second. And the pairs would also do a sort and glue it down on the paper. And then the students would talk about what they did for their sort. So here's an example. Teacher and students, oh, go ahead.
Teacher and students will choral read Join el mapa as a whole group. As a class, they will discuss the different types of maps found in the story. Teacher will stop in different places to help students create their own maps, as the girl did in the story. The outcome is that students will have the chance of drawing their own map in their own classroom or school using the story illustrations as an example. Another of the activities is that the teacher will read aloud the non-fiction text, El Mapa de Fontana, to build background about their own town. As a whole class, students recreate a map of their own town. The next activity is that the teacher will read Mapas Divertidos to build background about different maps and about cardinal points. Again, we're looking at the east, west, south, and north. And the outcome is that students will be able to identify different maps and to help